Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All, and in this video we are going to solve the exercise proposed in the previous video. I want to know how much I have to pay in the Netherlands 2020 based on my annual salary, and here we have the tax band. Now, this can be done in several different ways, and of course the way we are going to do here is the most simple one. There are several things we are not taking into consideration, especially that this can change yearly, but let's try to keep things simple. Let's start by creating a new class. I will just copy the name of this last one, and then same procedure, select the package, Alt Insert, Enter, and Control V, and just rename the class to 04. Again, ESVM, we always need a public static void main, otherwise our code will not be executed. And now we are going to start pretty simple with annual salary. Now, I could have written salary, but since we are talking about something annually, I would like to be very descriptive. Now, we have to think. There are different ways to do this, but I would like to keep things simple. Let's see. There are different ways to do, but I would like to approach this in the following way. I will save these percentages in a variable. For example, could be float double, because the salary is double. Let's keep everything double. I will type here first bracket. It's like following what I have here, tax per bracket. So first bracket, it will be this value, whoops, is 9.7. So let me copy this. I will add here, so I will stop going all the way back and forth. You can add a comment so things will not keep breaking in your code as well. So Control/, and then the first bracket will be this one, but then divided by 100, so 9.7%. Second bracket, so Control D, I'm duplicating the lines, so second bracket, and then third bracket, and here 37.35, and here 49.50. Okay, and now another variable, value, or maybe amount to be paid. Now I could start this variable, initialize it with 0, but imagine that you make a mistake and someone that has like 1 million as annual salary won't have to pay anything. So I rather avoid a situation like this, and I will remove, because if we do not initialize, at least we will get a completion error. Now we started with our condition. So basically, if the salary is lower than this value, I want the amount to be paid. It will be annual salary, and then multiplied by the first bracket, and then else if. And as you can see, actually this is wrong, because this should be less or equals them. So now I will copy annual salary, greater or equals than 34,713, exactly like we have here, but the salary should be lower or equals than 58,507. Else I can only have one value, amount to be paid, annual salary third bracket. Not very scalable, this program, but we can understand at least what's being done with everything that we know about Java so far. So I'm checking lower or equals than, lower or equals than, greater or equals them, greater or equals them, and annual salary lower or equals them. And starting with this, I have to pay almost 50% of my salary. Actually decreased, it used to be 51. South, and then amount to be paid. Control Shift F10. And you can see we do have the total value that we have to pay based on our annual salary. Now there are a couple of things that we can notice here. The first one is that if I remove this condition, it will still work. Control Shift F10. And this happens because we have the else if condition. So basically, if I trigger here a breakpoint and I press Shift F9, you will see that after this condition here is ignored, this one is ignored, we get the else, but actually I should try something different with 25,000. And I execute again, Shift F9. Once this first condition is evaluated to true, everything else will be ignored. So my next line won't be this line 15, it will be straight to line 20 because of the else condition. Now I will copy this same, but I will show you the following. What happens if you do not have the else? What happens if you only have if? So you are not chaining these anymore. Even if you have like this, and maybe the certification for those trying to get will show something like this, it's pretty difficult to read and understand what's happening. So you won't see this in real life, but so you know that you may see this in certifications. So if I put the bullet point here and I press Shift F9, you will see that now that my salary is 25,000, it will execute. So I will just go straight to this one, F9. You will see that it will execute the first if because it's 25,000, but the second one is also lower than 68, and you will see that it will be also evaluated. Now this is a big problem. This can lead to some kind of errors that's quite difficult to figure out the reason. So avoid. If you're working with one specific salary or variable, just chain the if conditions. Honestly, chaining if conditions is pretty ugly, but yeah, so far with what you know, just remember that we have to chain the condition. And in my case, I like to be very, very specific with things that I'm writing, so everybody else that's reading my code can understand what's happening. So I like to be very explicit and write my condition here in the code. So this is a matter of readability. Well, it's not really far from line 13 to line 15, but honestly, if you just take a look at this, you don't have to kind of try to search this in your memory, your recent memory. Oh, it's just a matter of preference, but I'd rather write things explicitly. So I hope you are enjoying. This is the solution for the exercise, and I will just remove this guy. Okay, so see you in the next video. Bye.